everyone, welcome back to the Integrity Botanicals YouTube channel. Today I am doing a little bit of a talk through tutorial, and I only do voiceover like exclusively. Sometimes when I'm demonstrating product I will talk it through, but today we are doing everything excluding skin. We're doing cheeks, highlight, blush, eyes, and lips, all using Rituel de Fille products. So I wanted to do a little bit more of a fun, creative look, show you some products that I've yet to share from Rituel de Fille on camera, including their illuminators and their inner cream pigments, their inner glow cream pigments as well, and then just some fun colors that I haven't featured on camera either, and just this eye look that I've really been enjoying. This more kind of halo. I got like a double halo eye going on today, but I'm gonna try this talk through method. I hope that you all like it. I think it will allow me to be a little bit more detailed technique wise, especially when we're doing something a little bit more funky like we are today. But if you want to know exactly how I achieve this look, if you want to know a little bit more about the Rituel de Fille product line, then please keep watching. All right, so I'm just gonna jump right in. I have everything on the skin done. I have brows done. I'm a skin first type of person, so I do have bronzer on. So I'm just gonna go straight into highlight. And for highlight today, I think I'm gonna do a mix. I think I wanna do a little mixy because I want to go in with one of their metamorphic highlighters, which I love, reviewed them. But I think I also want to go in with their Rare Light Illuminator, which is a little bit more subtle, but still in this golden tone, and then I'll just add a little kiss of that metamorphic highlight. So I'm just gonna go with my finger. That's how I like to use these products, just warm it up like that. This is in the shade Anthelion, and I haven't reviewed these products. If you'd like me to, let me know. But I am just going to lightly tap this shade on the tops of my cheeks, and you can see it's still very bright, but it doesn't have that glittery quality that the metamorphic highlighters do. But what I love is that these tones are very unique, and I think they can be a little overwhelming, but yet they're really user-friendly. And that's why I wanted to do a video like this, where you kind of see me a little bit more in action. And it's just that easy, just on the high points. That's just exactly how I'm gonna keep it. Now I am going to go pretty heavy on the eyes. So for blush, I wanted to show off their, another product I haven't reviewed. This is their Inner Glow Cream Pigments. These can be used in the lips, eyes, cheeks, wherever basically you want. And I was kind of stuck between if I wanted to do something a little bit more berry, but since the cheeks are gonna be so dark, I think I'm gonna go more in with something like this. And again, same packaging, same cream formula. This is in the shade Rapture, and it's just a really beautiful light pink. So they feel a little waxy at first, but then they completely melt on your fingertip. Now I just want the lightest little dose of this. This is not a blush look. I just need to have a little something on the cheeks to tie in the whole look. So I'm gonna dab, 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 dab. And again, just with the warmth of my finger. If you have a beauty sponge, you can use that too. But I like the finger warmth, especially when I want it to be a very subtle but noticeable look. The key is just to build up the product. And these are incredibly richly pigmented, so you do need to use the lightest of hands. That's why I wanted to show you again in real time how minuscule the amount I'm using is. So this is a really pretty wearable shade. It's probably the most wearable shade in the bunch. And I could see a lot of you really digging this color. So I'm just gonna take a little bit on the bridge of my nose. It's a little bit more of a cool tone pink than I go for, but these cool tone pinks really brighten up the face. And we are going to really kind of smoke out those eyes. So we're just gonna do a little bit of that. That's about the extent of it. I do want a little bit more highlight, like I already mentioned. So like I said, I did review the metamorphic highlighters. These are their more high intensity glittery formulation. I'm gonna go in with the shade The Siren, and it's a very similar shade to Anthelion that I already applied. I'm just gonna kind of take this, like, look at how gorgeous that is on the tip of my finger. And I'm just gonna take the tiniest little bit and just right at the highest point, like right there. Boom. Love it. Okay, So today, what I have decided that I want to do a halo eye. So halo eyes are essentially darkest on the inner corner and the outer corner, so these two areas here, and then we're gonna allow some room for some really nice pop of color, which is exactly what we are gonna do here today. So I'm first gonna go in with the Antonym number 10 brush. This is a very stiff, small, but slightly blendable brush that will allow me to really lay on the color, yet move it around as well. So this is what it looks like up close. You can see it's a blending brush, but it doesn't have as much give as your traditional blending brush. So then I'm going to go in with the this is the Ashen Ember Eye Soot. This is in the shade Love Spell, and this is where we are going to begin. So I'm just gonna take the brush, swirl it in like this. I'm gonna start in the outer corner. And you can see, again, really pigmented. You do not need a lot of product. I'm just going to take it just on that outer edge, just like that. Then I'm going to go in with the brush, again, just get a little bit more product on there, and I'm going to take it in the inner corner. This part, you need to be a little more precious, because if you start swirling it in your inner corner, you will just look like you got punched. So it's very delicate, but these are really soft. So like I said, they will allow you to very slightly manipulate the color. And you could see it really has a nice depth to it immediately. I feel like I don't really need to add too much. The only thing I am going to do on this outer edge here is go in with a clean blending brush. And I'm just going to kind of pull this out. That is just my preferred eye shape. I'm not going to blend the center. I'm going to blend these two separately. The inner corner needs a little less work because it just kind of lays where it is. This, I just don't want any harsh line between these two areas right there. So I'm just gonna take my time giving that a soft little blend. All right, so I will probably go in and make it even more contrasting, but once we go in with that shade right there on the center, you'll see that it'll really make it pop. So I'm going to go in with the Ghost Light Rare Light Illuminizer. This is a very pale, almost white, as the name would suggest, tone. And I am just going to take this on the RMS Cream Shadow Brush. And this is going to be the color I'm first going to lay down between these two shades. Now I'm using really light tapping motions because I want to also softly blend those two together. But we will go back in with that darker shade again to add the depth that I was telling you all about, as well as soften the line between this color that we're adding here in the center. So the definition between these two already looks more rich because we've added that lighter color, but this is still very subtle. I want to absolutely make this look amazing. So I'm going to go in with the Celestial Eye Soot in Fornax, same RMS brush that I already used, and this is a beautiful golden shade. These have a little bit more of a slimy texture. You can see it really builds up on the brush. So I'm just gonna take this on the back of my hand and work it into the bristles because you don't wanna over apply this or that's how it will crease. So I want all of that drama, but none of that creasing. So once I work it in, I am just tapping this right on top because I do want this more golden tone to pull through as opposed to that white tone from the Illuminizer that I initially laid down. All right, so as much as I love how that looks, and I've only done it on this side, not the other, so you can see the difference here, it's just not quite deep enough for me. So I'm going to go in and add a little bit more drama. So I'm going to go in with the Ashen Ember Eye Soot in Golden Age, which is a very similar shade to Love Spell. It's just deeper. And then I'm going to go in with the Delium Tool 781, which is a little bit more of a tapered tip, so I can really kind of add the definition where I like it. So again, very light amount you need. And I am using tapping motions once again, because I don't want to disrupt that center color, but I will go in and blend. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back in with that brush. You can take a little Love Spell if you want. And I'm just going to soften this edge. And this is always the tedious part Okay, so just this eye is done. However, I want to kick it up a little bit, so I am going to go in with just a touch of eyeliner. The eyeliner I'm applying, I am going to only apply it not in the center. So I'm going to put it in the inner corner and the outer edge. And again, this will just kind of help that distinction between the two, because I just want it to look a little more intense. So I'm just going to buff that in a little tiny bit. But I want it to mirror this on the bottom, but I am going to use slightly different colors. I am gonna still use the shade Love Spell. So I'm gonna take the 781 brush, tap that, apply a little bit on the outer edge, and you could just connect it because that depth is still there. A little bit in the outer corner, in the inner corner. All right, so we are leaving that empty space in the center. Now I'm gonna go in with that cream pigment that I used. I'm gonna go with that cream pigment that I used in Rapture, which is that really beautiful pink. And I am just going to I'm just gonna apply that right underneath here. And it's not the brightest color, so it's not going to initially put that much contrast between the two. You can see there's not a ton of contrast. You do see the color there, but I want to add a little bling on top of that as well. So I'm going to go in with the Celestial Eye Soot in Aura. Again, you need the tiniest amount, so I'm gonna work this on the back of my hand, and this is exactly what we have working on top, but it is the pink sister. Oop, I actually got a little bit of the gold there. Don't even mind. I'm going to tap this right in the middle. Then again, for contrast, I'm gonna go in with that brown liner and put a little bit there. All right, everyone, so we are almost done. I have mascara on. One thing I wanted to note too, when I applied the mascara, I skipped this middle part just to allow that to kind of a little bit more. But for lips, I love my Rituel de Fille lips. That's probably the thing I have spoken about the most on this channel. I think it is they have such unique shades, yet I think lips are the one place that people are a little more willing to experiment and play. Today we're not doing the most bold of shades, but it is a really unique nude that I've never used on camera. So I'm going to go in with the Enchanted Lip Sheer in Narcissus, and this is just the prettiest peachy shade. It's almost like a really nice tanned skin tone, but it is kind of fleshy in the sense that it has some pink, so I don't look completely insane. Yeah, it's not detracting from the eyes at all, which I just spent so much time doing. And the cheeks are pretty whoop as well. Anything to distract from what I have going on there. But that's it from Rituel de Fille. I wanted to share with you these products because, like I've said 100 times, I love this line because I think they have such unique colors and interesting formulations, especially as far as green beauty is concerned. There's really nothing quite like it, and I think as exciting and interesting that is also incredibly intimidating. So let me know if you like this more talk through tutorial. They are always longer. I have been known to be a little long-winded. Sorry about it. But also I think it's very informative, and I think an eye look like this requires more talking than then I think is conducive to a talk through video. But if you think otherwise, let me know. I can always do that for you. It would just be a little bit more concise, to the point, but in turn maybe losing a little bit of the detail. But if you like this video, please do give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. I upload here twice weekly, and I do not want you guys to miss it. Rituel de Fille reviews at length I will include down below so you can check it out. I reviewed the majority of these things, or if there's anything that you saw here that I have not reviewed, the luminizers, the inner glow cream pigments, do let me know, and I'd be more than happy to bring you that as well. And if you want more Rituel de Fille fun looks, I could do that too. But thank you all so much for watching. Product links directly down below. Other makeup that I'm wearing, in case you're curious, I will include down below as well. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for the love and support, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye!